So all of the stresses of life, man, I had to quit school because of life. Life is going to keep being life. Stay in school.
So I got my diploma for my master's degree. This would be my last degree, but I don't know. I kind of have a taste for a JD.
Because nobody can take away what's inside of here.
I'm done with LinkedIn, I'm done with Indeed. And if it is an entry-level job, you need like 5 years of experience. Like, girl, I just got here.
They have a daughter, and I keep her hair up. Trade for a trade.
I live in North Carolina. The Apple was hiring in Greensboro, but that's like 40 minutes from me.
Like, I have a master's degree. Use it because the jobs that are set for this master's degree are being defunded.
Since DEI cuts, y'all ain't been able to get no job. Or is it just me? Because I do live in a little small town. It's like a little small military town in North Carolina. And it's like really nothing out here. They don't even have a Target. Like, I have applied to like 5 jobs, and then like they either don't call me back and don't give me no explanation. Like, I will email them like, hey, can I have some feedback? Nothing. Okay, so I'm like, I need to move to Arizona. I need to get out of this little small city. I want to move back to Arizona anyway. And I feel like Arizona gonna have more jobs.
That's wild. But I want to hear what she said. She said she went to Arizona. Maybe somebody contacted her. I want to hear this.
More populated, like it's more, businesses, so therefore more jobs. So I've been applying to jobs in Arizona. I applied for the Carvana because Carvana it seemed like a good job. You start off at like 20, then you go to 21, 6 months you're 22, and then you get like 50% raise over that. So I didn't apply to Carvana 3 times. Carvana denied me like the next day for customer service representative. I applied for more positions.
Wait a minute. They denied her for customer service? Everybody gets a customer service job. Maybe, I'm saying just maybe, they heard her voice. It doesn't sound like someone you want answering the phones. I don't want to talk about what I experienced with customer service because I got some bad customer service, but let's keep going.
They didn't deny me on the other positions yet, but they denied me for customer service like same day, next day. But at least they did email me and say, hey, we have more qualified people, so we're gonna get it to somebody else. They did send me a little email, like unlike North Carolina who just do nothing. But they did send me a little email. It's like, okay, maybe they got somebody with a degree for that job or whatever. But I know the economy is bad and people are looking for jobs, but it's like, bro, if you are in Arizona, because also I live in North Carolina. The Apple was hiring in Greensboro, but that's like 40 minutes from me. Like I said, like everywhere that's hiring is like 40.
Wait a minute. The Apple was hiring that's 40 minutes from you? You don't want a job. You heard what she just said? This was hiring. It was 40 minutes from me. I've worked jobs before where I've had to take the bus for 2 hours because where I was at, they weren't hiring. So, and I'm talking about this is many years ago. This is literally like 25, 30 years ago, maybe more than that. I've been here for 10 years. So yeah, it's maybe 25, 30 years ago. I said that. That's about right. I'm just thinking about my age. I'm 44. I'm not a spring chicken, right? But you obviously don't want a job.
Minutes from where I live, and I don't have no car right now, so that's not gonna work.
Oh, you have
At
a
least
car,
I can go
but
to
still.
Arizona and I'll catch a bus. I don't have no shame. I'll catch a bus to work. At least they got a bus route, and whatever the case may be. So I'm like, maybe I should just go there, boom, move there, use my little couple thousand, move there. If I can't get no car, boom, I'll take the bus. That's cool. My sister stay out there. I think my mama will be out there. My mama might move out there too. So I'm just like, boom. But if y'all live in Arizona, send me some jobs who's hiring because I'm trying to be there. My lease up in June. It's already April. It's already, like, baby, I like to round up. It's already April. I got to get the ball rolling.
Well, from what you said, you can't say because DEI nobody's hiring. I do know that nobody's hiring because of DEI. So I understand what you're saying, but what's happening is you have a generation of ladies getting out of school, being told, go to school, get your degree, you're gonna get out, everything's gonna be peachy keen, you're gonna get the best job ever, and they're getting out and nothing. And we have to stop this. We have to stop telling these children that go to school, get your degree, it guarantees money. No, it doesn't.
Are so different from the 20s that our parents were experiencing and our grandparents, because the economy and things are so different. And I was saying how it's because they had way more capital. They could do a lot more with $40,000 a year, whereas like now $40,000 a year, girl, where you living? You're living in a shoebox. And I think like a prime example of this, obviously there's so many people who experience this, is like I have a master's degree I got at 22, and I can't use it because the jobs that are set for this master's degree are being defunded. Public health care. Big shock. I wonder why that's being defunded. What's ironic about it is like education is used as this tool to gain more capital, to move up socially and economically and in class, right? In the past, it has been, if you get a PhD, a master's, and a college degree, you are typically at a standing point that's better than someone who's not in those education brackets, right? Whereas like now, they're blockading education because everything costs so much money. You have crippling student loan debt, and then you can't get a job to pay off that student loan debt. And so I think it's more than just, oh, your parents had more capital. Your parents were able to do a lot with a college degree. It's even the degrees you have now.
They were lied to. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. I feel bad for them. For some of them. Because mama said it was going to be all right. Get your degree and everything's for you. And what happens is you trust your parents. You trust what your parents are saying. Right now, I'm teaching my son skills that he can use in the job market now. I'm showing him things that he can be of value. I'm showing him things where he can graduate high school even, or even right now, make $50 an hour. Yes, there are things you can do right now that make $50 an hour. For example, if you know how to edit a video, if you know how to put sound on a video, if you know how to do certain things like that, those people make massive income. My son already knows how to edit. I need to teach him how to edit sound, but once he figures that out, it's over. That's all he wrote.
Are not useless. I'm not going to say don't get your education. I don't regret getting my master's, but they don't even offer or create spaces for that, because everything is like, oh, well, I want 70 hours of experience in this specific thing. Meanwhile, okay, but I did my master's degree and I have 100 plus, God knows 200 plus hours within this realm, but you don't take that because it's not work experience, because I was getting an education and I wasn't working. Does that make sense?
And you see what she said about work experience? That's what I'm trying to give my son. Now, right? Not at a regular job. I'm trying to give him work experience on certain fields now. So when he goes and puts in a resume, he can say, I did this, I did that, I have skills in this, I know how to do this, I have skills in building websites. Voila. Resume full, resume stacked, and a wild thing, he wouldn't even have to put in a resume because he's going to be creating the jobs. That's what we have to teach these children. But look, this is what's happening.
Education, because nobody can take away what's inside of here. Nobody can take away your knowledge. Nobody can take away the things that you learn. Education is invaluable. You need to gain as much education as you can. After you graduate from high school, go get your bachelor's. After you get your bachelor's, go get your master's, or go to medical school, go to dental school, go to law school, go get a certificate, do something. Continue to progress in your education, because people cannot take.
I won't say medical or dental school, because if you got that, that's different. But let me let it continue.
What's in your mind. And the more that you know things, the more that you're able to understand things, and the more that you're able to use your mind, you're going to find out that things in life aren't as hard as they seem. There are more than one way to do things. And most of the time, we only know one way to do things because that's like basic knowledge. But the more that you pursue education is going to show you how to open your mind and how to think outside of the box. If you're not getting an answer, if you're not getting something that you want out of life, education is going to teach you how to think outside of the box. There is more than one way to get an answer. If people are not working with you, or if people are making something incredibly hard for you, You can figure it out a different way as long as you have education and you worked on the muscle to think outside the box. Education is going to teach you how to think outside the box. Like, say you're in class and you're writing an essay, blah, 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 and you're trying to figure out how to get to the word limit. You're going to start thinking outside of the box to add more words, to add more context. That all of that is practice. Like, it sounds like when you're doing it, it feels like it's stupid, or it sounds like, oh, this is dumb, it's just busy work. No, it's teaching you to think outside the box. It's teaching you to use resources. It's teaching you all those different things. And in life, you need resources. In life, you need to know that there is more than one way to get something done.
Yeah, there is. And that's what's happening. They're saying school is not getting it done. That's what they figured out. I don't know if she realizes that. People look at people like me who have tons of experience. Why would they want to hire you? My resume is stacked. There's people out there even younger than me whose resumes are stacked. Going to school just doesn't cut it the same. This is not 1990 or early 2000. Even then, it still wasn't, that great. But our people are lied to.
People, trigger warning, this gonna hit a lot of you in the chest. Sometimes when uneducated people are around people who are being educated, they will do their best to discourage them, to stop the progression of their education. They don't want to be surpassed. They don't want to, not know some of the words you know. They want to have access to everywhere you got access to. Once you have that degree, you have access. So all of the stresses of life, man, I had to quit school because of life. Life is going to keep being life. Stay in school.
But the thing is, nobody can ever take your degree away from you. Your degree is going to have your name on it for the rest of your life. A lot of people are dropping out in pursuit of things in the media, social media, music, rapping. And that is fine. Pursue your dreams, but there is nothing wrong with stability. Life is too hard for you to be working somewhere only making $15 an hour, and that's all you can get because you don't have any education to put you in a specialized field that pays more. Life is too hard, and I promise you, no matter how depressing school is, no matter how depressing going to classes, no matter how depressing going to clinical is, nothing will make you more depressed than not being able to survive. Literally not having enough money to put a roof over your head. Not having enough money to get stable groceries, not having enough money to do anything for leisure, not having enough money to go anywhere. Nothing will make you more depressed than being broke. I'm telling you, I swear, nothing. So do something for yourself. Put yourself in a specialized field, whether that be welding, electricity, mechanic, whether that be a trade, whether that be STEM, sciences, whatever. Give yourself education to put yourself in a specialized field so you don't have to go without. You don't have to work for $15 an hour for the rest of your life. Climb your way up the ladder. The more education you get, the more pay you have access to. Yes, not everybody with the degree has their dream job or the perfect job, but they have a job that they wouldn't be able to get without that degree. I'm telling you. No matter how much we complain about teachers don't get paid enough, they get paid something that they would not be getting paid without their degree. I'm telling you. Stay in school. Yes, pursue your dreams, but give yourself stability with the education and also pursue your dreams at the same time. There's nothing.
You see, it's a lot of mixed messaging in it. You're doing the teachers, what you said, it's a lot of money. Going into STEM, going into some of those things, like you said, welder, that was all fine and dandy. You said STEM, you said welder, but a teacher, no, that wasn't good advice. So you can't, I understand what you did, right? You went to school for some sort of nursing degree, but look what's happening with the government. They're making these degrees non-professional, meaning they're not paying for them. So where are kids going to get the money to pay for those degrees? They're not. Things are changing. So what's happening is people's backs are going to be against the wall. And what's happening is we have a generation of women with no options left. And what they're starting to do is they're being smart. But you have to realize they're saying we have to think outside the box. And we have to get it, we have to go into social media. Because I will tell you this. On this side, this is where the money's at. Social media is the way. And of course, don't drop out of like a STEM degree, or because you don't really need much to get a STEM degree. I'll tell you right now, you can get that online. You can go to Google and get something, a certification in a month that will make you maybe a month, 2 months, and that certification will make you $80,000. I gotta say that for anybody out there, look up a Google certification and then look up how much it pays. It's gonna blow your mind. 2 months, you get that certification, you apply for something online, and then you be like, wow, I made 70, 80,000 now. Then 5 years later, I'm making 100. I showed that yesterday. I'm showing it again today. These things are out there without school. That's facts.
Market where it's just best to bet on yourself. Like, I'm done with LinkedIn, I'm done with Indeed, I'm done with Google Jobs. Like, listen, I'm finna build a business because it's getting ridiculous. Like, what do y'all mean? Entry-level jobs just don't exist. And if it is an entry-level job, you need like 5 years of experience. Like, girl, I just got here. I just got here, actually. Most jobs want you to do 5 jobs in one. Like, you're talking about social media manager. Girl, this is the job of an entire marketing department. Half of the time, these job listings are fake anyways. They either A, already know who they're gonna hire, and they just put it out there just to put it out there. Or
I gotta pause what she said for a second. You know, when she said social media manager, that's the job of a whole marketing department. I know how to create a whole marketing department and make myself 1,000 people. These are things you need to know nowadays. A lot of you don't know how to do that. You don't learn that in school. It's sad, man, what's happening. But kids need to know the truth. You'd be surprised what I know.
B, honestly, just gauging interest. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it needs to stop. I'm sick of sending LinkedIn messages. I'm sick of LinkedIn. Sick of it. I'm sick of tweaking my resume. I'm sick of writing cover letters. Like, honestly, the best bet you can take in life is on yourself, and I'm betting on myself from now on. I'm not doing this shit anymore. So whatever industry you're in, whatever job you're trying to land, find a way that you can just do it yourself on your own, because this job market is not it. It's not.
So I got my diploma for my master's degree, and I told everybody in my life that this would be my last degree, but I don't know, I kind of have a taste for a JD. We'll see.
For my social workers out there and my fresh out of school students, what are you guys doing? How's job hunting going? How is it going? Like, what are y'all doing? Because hopefully I'm done by August, and I've been applying and I'm not hearing nothing. It's crickets out there. So what are you guys doing, and what helped y'all get the job that you're currently at? Put your girl on, because it's rough out here. Please.
When you see that bachelor's degree, when you see all it's around my neck, when you see my first name, my last name, every mother degree, baby, you can't get my degree. You can barely even me now. But when I get my degree, I will be lethal, pretty, paid, and educated. Okay.
So this is something I've been thinking about for a minute, and I've actually said it to a few people. I work at a rec center, and this summer I worked with a lot of teenagers either about to go back to high school when school has started, or going to college. And what I naturally encourage them to do, I go, yeah, go to school, go to college, but find you a trade to do, or some type of skill, something that's needed. So some of you parents are stuck on your kids just going to college, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to be open to the fact that your kids really need to have some type of skill or skills, knowing how to cook, knowing how to do hair, knowing how to braid hair, knowing how to do locks, knowing how to be a plumber, knowing how to fix cars. They can do all this.
Yes. Yes. I'm happy you said this. That's what kids do need. You know what's wild? They used to teach these things in school. It's not quite the same anymore.
Stuff as young teenagers. They can learn these things early and let them know this can help get you through school. If you know how to do hair or braid hair or do locks, I'm just using that because that's something that I do for a living. That is my trade. Do you know how, like, your kids can make money while they're in school? Because kids need their hair done. Barbering. Your son and your daughter, let them learn how to barber. So when they're in school, they can make some money on the side. Another reason why it's good to have a trade or a skill of some sort is the way this economy is going. Y'all gonna have to have some type of trade skill, something you gonna know how to do so that you can use it. I have personally been able to get my hair braided because I traded services. I keep my nails done currently. I keep her locks up for her. So even trading services, service for service, trade is good.
Wow, she's showing people how to survive, right? What I mean is, when times really get hard, she's gonna be ready. She's getting through sort of like an epidemic right now, where things are changing, things are getting more expensive. She's already bartering services. Hear what she's saying? Look at her eyes. She got that determination in her eye. You can see it.
My boys can get haircuts because my sister, who's married to a barber, has a daughter. They have a daughter, and I keep her hair up. Trade for a trade.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is
That's how you,
having some type of trade, skill, just something that's needed is vital for today's set.
Yes. This is what kids need to hear. Get a trade. Get something that's needed. What service can you offer that's needed? I always was like that. And I thought I was a degenerate. Let me explain myself. Because what I would do, but I would sell CDs, DVDs, hats, scarves, gloves. That's not illegal, right? I would go to Canal Street. When I was working, I always had a side hustle. Wasn't a trade, but I was always hustling. Also, when I had all those side hustles, those DVDs, I was the hustle man, right? I was also working on another business at the same time. I've been doing online work since 2004. Seriously. And I was working at my job, doing online work, and I was selling CDs and DVDs and selling hats, scarves, and gloves. I was doing it all, right? Because you're not guaranteed anything. And people with the rappers, right? You see what's happening with the rappers. They're going to puffy and getting made a little puffy. They're filling up like a blowfish. So I want the puffy. He wanted to see me with a tutu on. Puffy see him in that tutu. And I don't want to say the rest. Tutu, I was going to say poo-poo. You guys know what I'm getting at. But yeah, that's what's going down.
Saying this, my uncle saying this, but don't none of them got nothing. So why would I run that play? It's like, logically, that don't make sense. When I was growing up, the ideal job was getting a job working for the city. Y'all know what that is? When you coming out 85 and they fixing the street and it's one lane open, them brothers out there, I was like, I ain't working for the city. I was like, you can forget it. Like everybody who was telling me to do this, everybody was broke. Because think about it. We're in 2022 and we're still giving our kids advice from the 70s and the 60s and the 50s. We live in an entirely different world. So like a pension doesn't even exist. So when I speak at like...
Sure don't. Pensions died when I was coming up. And I'm in the first year of a millennials. The first year. Nobody was getting pensions. I could have got a pension, but I didn't want to be a correction officer.
High schools, and I'd be like, how many of y'all going to college just because your parents told you need to go to college? Guess how many hands go up? All of them. You know how many doctors there are that don't even want to be doctors? Their parents just told them that they should be doctors. We've been told the same thing like over.
Yeah, but those doctors made money and they became doctors. And they're making money.
And over and over. And it's like, we don't question none of it.
Yeah, he's right.
Where your kids go to college, they'll be able to be successful and be able to have a good job. And successful to them meant we're gonna be rich, we're gonna be able to buy a house, we're gonna be able to buy this and that, we're gonna be able to do this and that. And that's just not true anymore. It hasn't been for a while. A college degree is practically worthless because I don't see any jobs paying for a college degree. They'll just say college degree required, but do you offer higher pay? Do you offer benefits because of the degree? No, they don't. And it's really, really, really infuriating to think that you bust your ass trying to get your degree to then be slapped in the face and told, sorry, there's no job for you. I also feel guilty saying all this because I did all the things right.
Yeah,
I did all the things my parents expected of me. But I still didn't get a job that pays well. I still can't afford to buy a house. I can barely afford my groceries because that's so expensive. I can barely afford to pay my rent. And people will be like, oh, well.
Yeah, these kids were blinded. They were blinded, especially kids like her. You know, kids coming over from like Mexico or coming from Guatemala or Jamaica. You know, oh, go to school, go to school, go to school. Even my son's mother, right? My baby mother, her mother pushed her, oh, go to college. She didn't know anything about college. She didn't understand. All they know is go to college. Don't know how to tell you how to apply. Nothing. Just go. So kids end up confused. And this happens.
Buy your groceries here. Go to a cheaper place. This is the cheapest I could find. I buy my groceries from Walmart because it's the cheapest I could find. I try to be as frugal as I can. But living is expensive. And that college dream of being able to become something or make something of yourself because you have a college degree is outdated. And I think it's hitting a lot of us. I know it's hitting me. And it's hurting me and it's making me spiral into depression and anxiety and what if this and what if that, what if one day I don't have a job, what if this, you know. And if you want to get a college degree, by all means get a college degree. I'm not discouraging that. I just think the ratio of student debt to pay from a job is just ridiculous. It's very expensive to live. We're barely getting paid enough. And a bunch of people have student debt.
Yes. It's almost criminal. I totally understand.
Or do I feel like we've all been lied to growing up in elementary school, middle school, and high school? We were literally all taught that going to college, graduating will mean, we would all get, good jobs, good careers, a lot of money. And that's not the case now. It's hard to get a job. Jobs are not paying that much.
I will say this, right? Because I am going to defend the parents. They don't know. Then what I mean? They got their jobs off experience. The same way that they're hiring now. That's how they got their jobs. That's how I got my jobs. All with experience. And that's always been king, And this was pushed to us because you got people coming over into the country and it's worked before. Because you do have some parents that are of these nationalities that got their degree and it worked. But those days are over. That doesn't work anymore. So now everybody's blindsided. What's happening now is the youth has to stop pushing that message. We have to be clear in exactly what we're telling the youth. Because we do have youth that's still young saying certain things. Like that one lady was saying, oh, yeah, go to school for this, this, and that. You have to be very direct. Oh, well, go to school for this. Don't go to school for that, right? You have to be very direct. Because a kid will watch that and go, oh, I can just go to school for this. Yeah, I can go to school for a teacher and be in the same boat. And then pretty soon, all those jobs are going to be taken up. So you get your teaching degree. You wasted all of that time getting your teaching degree, and you can't even get a teaching job because there's so many teachers on wait lists that are more skilled or that have experience. Think about what's happening. The populations keep increasing, and there's not enough jobs. And I see it all the time. When people have consultations with me, I show them people overseas that are taking the jobs. I think I said it in one of my last videos, but I'm getting better customer service from Filipinos when I call up American companies. Foreigners are taking over too. That's one of the main reasons also why it's hard to get jobs. Nobody's talking about that. I think I'm going to go into that next video.
Most jobs aren't paying that much. It's close to minimum wage. And employers do not care whether or not a candidate has a degree. It's not even guaranteed getting your master's will mean you'll be successful, have a good career. I mean, it does depend on what you do. But really, I feel like I've been, bamboozled. I've been lied to. Like,
Yeah, I've been.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's what's happening. These kids all having the shock of their life because their mamas and papas said, I did it, right? He comes from a background. He probably has a good mother and a good father who said, I've done it. You do it too. But that's just not working out. But yeah, guys, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Other than that, peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.